Any grading company,
Anyone, literally anyone.
Tokyo and Dubai are like getting CGC offices right away, but not Canada.
Yeah.
What does Canada got to do to exist in North America? But welcome into another episode of the Greg's Weekend Rental Podcast. I, of course, am Greg here, joined again by Jeremy.
Hi.
So the big news is, we talked about the CGC reholdering, what the kind of fallout was going to be, what was going to happen from there. We have updates. So for the short and sweet of anyone who didn't catch it, basically it was a reholdering scam. You can open up the CGC case, you take out the good comic book, you put the good comic book in. You take out the good book, you put in a bad book. Then you send it to CGC as a reholdering. Apparently, they weren't checking it at all, so they just reholder it into a brand new secure CGC case, and bingo bango, suddenly you just took a book worth $20,000 out of the case, put in a book worth $200, and you have a case that says your book is worth $20,000 still.
Right.
So that's the short and sweet of it. Obviously, huge issue. Like massive scam going on with CGC. The blowback has been big. This is big scandal in the comic book world right now. So coming off of this now, CGC has identified the individuals responsible, two of them, and they are now suing. And they are suing for trademark infringement.
Just to say, CGC is suing
the
individuals.
CGC is suing these individuals. And so trademark infringement, false advertisement, breach of contract. And they want a trial by jury that is requested in the thing. And they are looking for statutory damages of up to $2 million for each trademark that has been counterfeited or infringed.
Wow.
So I don't know how much they can maximize this.
So, I mean, what was the thought? Like 350 some books?
Yes. So we have two people that were like, I think it's over the course of 3 years now, they're tracking submissions from these two people. Mm-hmm. So we have 2,000 plus books total that they've sent in, and about 350 of them were the reholders. Mm-hmm. So those are the highest, like, issue books.
Right.
Now, the 2,000 plus books they sent, though, also could have issues with them. And plus the 369, that number of books they sent in for reholdering, those are only ones that they felt the need, I guess, to send them back in for reholder. Because if you can open up the case and make it not look like anyone sees it, I mean, reholdering is like perfecting the scam, but if you can pass off a CGC case that doesn't look tampered with, glue it shut yourself, I mean, you don't have to reholder it.
Right.
That's just an extra step in the process.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think the reason they kind of got caught is because of these label discrepancies with like the Mark Jeweler insert variant. They swapped a newsstand edition for a subscription edition or vice versa, one or the other. Yeah. So it's like dumb mistakes that they started making.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a weird thing of like, is it a mistake or is this just like when you think you're so far ahead of everything that you just don't even care? It's like, oh, this is working. Like,
well, they clearly got comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And stopped checking for.
And I wonder if it's like ego, audacity, where it's like, oh man, we can do whatever we want at this point.
Yeah.
Because it just seems like, how do you make that mistake?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's literally a different book. It's a different variant.
Yeah.
Like, you just, like, you swapped out something completely different.
Yeah. So maybe that's an indicator that they were doing much higher volume than we think.
I guess that could be as well.
Because that's usually when you make mistakes, is when you're dealing with a ton of stuff at once, right?
Yes, which is terrifying to even think.
Yeah, scary to think.
Yeah, because already the books they were dealing with, the number they had there. So out of those 2,000 submissions and those reholders and everything, all of the submissions that these two people were sending into CGC have declared value of nearly $4 million. Like, we're not talking about small-time criminal activity here. Mm-hmm. Like, at this point, this is, that's why CGC is coming down so hard.
Right.
Like, this is absolutely going to be... Now, I don't know how much validity there is in CGC's suing. Like, I'm not sure how what'll come with it. But you can be sure that they are going to push this as hard as they can.
Yeah. Even if they don't win per se, they will certainly bankrupt them in legal fees alone.
Yes. Like, this is the example.
And CGC is now owned by Blackstone, so they have like...
the power of the world.
Yeah, a massive parent company behind them.
Yeah, we're talking billions of dollars. Yeah. Like, they can do whatever they want to these people now in the legal system.
They could tie them up in the legal system for their foreseeable future.
Yeah. So, the scam there, $4 million worth of books, CGC will run through them. They will run through these people.
Yeah.
And they will ensure that, like the fear of God, they will do that to people here where it's like, you do not tamper.
Yeah.
You do not try this.
Yeah.
We will ensure that no amount of money you make off of this is worth the risk of getting caught.
Yeah. Well, not, future deterrence is really the thing here.
Exactly. Whether or not, obviously you have to go through the issues now, go through the motions of making people square, making people right on this.
Hmm.
I believe if you bought from any of the whole lawsuit's on Twitter if you want to go see it. So
Mhm.
you can go through everything. You can see the eBay handles these people were using. You can ensure that if you are someone who bought from these individuals, I'm pretty sure CGC has a thing set up now where they're taking inquiries, they're taking examples. Basically, they're going to make it right as best as they can. I mean,
Yeah.
there's going to be a ton of people who bought books or got scammed, essentially, right? Who will never know they got scammed.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll
And-
show up in 2 years or whatever when someone's like, "Hey, wait a minute."
Yeah. Yeah. And you can look up these individuals. You can look up their eBay handles as well.
Mhm.
So if you bought from these different eBay accounts, you should probably maybe look into what you
Yeah.
look
There's
into
like
what you
6
bought
different
there.
accounts too. Like
yeah,
it was,
yeah.
and then before they were getting caught there,
And this was like a
apparently-
husband and wife duo, right? Something like that.
Was it husband and wife, or
I
was this
thought
just
so.
the two? Okay, there's either husband and wife for the other lawsuit
Okay.
that we aren't covering, or this one was the husband and wife.
I thought, well, in the YouTube video I watched last night about someone talking about it, he said, I thought they were spouses or something.
Okay. I mean, it's like there's the Tesserae one or whatever, and then there's this one's Bree Rivens, and they have different last names. If
Oh,
they're
yeah.
husband and wife, they didn't change the last names.
Yeah.
Very progressive like that.
Yeah, that's right. They're a modern family.
Yeah, exactly. Like we'll both keep our last names. That's completely fine. But when the heat was coming down on these guys, they opened up an LLC, like first and foremost. I
Yeah.
think they issued that in like late December.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the lawsuit was filed like December 21st. So
Right. So they're
They-
trying to protect their
they
own
knew the
personal
heat
liability.
was coming.
Yeah.
And the funniest part of it all is that in the time here between, I think it's December 18th or 19th, once it's all like kind of closing in, one of the guys called CGC 4 times over a 2-day span, like trying to get some of the books out of CGC. And he's literally cited as saying that this order was a huge mistake, and like, oh, I'm really stressing out. I just need to get these books back. And like they have these fully recorded conversations,
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh, you guys, like you guys are idiots.
They dug their own graves.
At what point is it like you guys are idiots? What are you doing? Why are you calling them now to like?
Should be fleeing the country right now.
Like, just give up on it. Give up on it.
Yeah, that's
right?
right.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. If it's like, if they want to go down a line of culpability, like, oh my God, how much more obvious could you make this for them?
Yeah.
So it's just insanity. But now we're going through this part, like I said, where CGC has to try and level people out. And this is really the biggest thing is it grew from the community.
Mhm.
This was caught by forums, comic YouTubers. Like this was a community thing.
Yeah.
That then CGC, okay, they benefit from it, right? There's people saying like, oh, the community did this. CGC would have never known. Well, yes. Like, I don't want to say we have to work together with grading companies. The grading companies aren't our friends. I understand that. For the betterment of everyone, it is better if we work with the grading companies to some degree.
Oh, for sure. Even just for security purposes. Like, I mean, people need to be able to trust that the book they have inside is the book that's graded, right? It's like
Yes.
the basic concept of everything is that, what am I looking at? It is what it is or what it should be. We can talk about grade variance and whatever all day, but
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it has to at least be the book inside.
Yeah.
Even if it's not like a 9.6, 9.4, whatever, it has to be the book inside.
Yeah.
And, the amount of CGC deterrence now I'm seeing too in comments and forums and everything, it's big. It's
Yeah.
a big blow.
Yeah.
If you can't trust the slab, you really can't trust the company.
Mhm.
It is kind of the same deal with WATA when everyone like, it's funny because the actual merits of what happened on both sides are like completely different, but people stop trusting the brand all the
Mhm.
same.
Right.
Even though one is like, the WATA controversy was kind of separate from all the grading stuff.
Mhm.
It was more market related activities.
Right.
CGC has nothing to do with the market and is like all graded related activities.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny that the perception change is the same.
Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like among serious collectors, it probably won't have that much of an impact in the overall scheme of things.
I always wonder if that's like copium from the people who are
Hmm.
like, like obviously I'm deep too. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
well, that's okay. You
Yeah.
know, it's like
It's obviously not okay, but I think the people that are going to whine the biggest about it are the ones who hated graded stuff in the first place.
No,
and,
I
and
agree.
are not interested in it at all.
I agree.
So-
A lot of the noise comes from people who don't know anything to
Yeah.
begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like. I probably am too complacent with my own knowledge when I look at something. I'm like, oh yeah, that's legit, because I'm not really trusting WATA for their opinion of authenticity. Like I'm going with my own knowledge, judgment. Like the people who solved the CGC thing, they aren't relying on the CGC slab to make their decision. That's how they can identify these wrong books.
Right. You're not taking it at face value.
Yeah, exactly. You're just, there's this perception where it's like, oh, the grading company is everything. People just try, like, not really. They guide my buying decisions. If I look at something, it's like, oh, that's a WATA 9.0A. I trust that it's probably authentic and the condition isn't what I'm looking for. And I can just look by. Like it speeds up everything.
Yeah.
But it's not, like, if I look at a 9.8, I'm still going to fricking look at it. You bet I'm going to look if it's authentic myself.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I look at them and I'm like, that's, like, I don't agree.
Yeah.
And I won't buy it.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, there's also advantages to that kind of perception too, where you can look for stuff that maybe has been undergraded and has a shot at being better.
Oh yeah, then we're getting deep.
So it works.
Some card people make their whole career of just regrading.
Yeah, well,
they go to card shows and they look for weak, or they look for strong 8s, strong 7s.
Yeah,
and just that's it. Send them back in, get 9s. Obviously, it doesn't work out, but it's a numbers game.
Yeah, for sure. If you do enough volume and you know what you're looking for.
Yeah, if you're good at it and you do enough volume, exactly.
Yeah,
you can, as long as you get a few 9s, few 10s, any 10 you get is going to pay for because of the,
right, the gap in
getting
volume.
110. Weighs out like 48s.
Yeah. As sad as it sounds.
It really is. It really is. But that is just how the how it goes.
Conditional rarity.
Yes.
Yeah. Is a tricky subject.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit there, objective versus conditional.
Yeah.
And with that massive span there in the difference in prices, we can also talk about this other thing that took place. A little bit of a later topic, if you will. So we live in Regina, Saskatchewan. Nothing exciting happens here.
Except for this podcast.
Yeah. Best thing to happen to Saskatchewan in 50 years.
50 years, yeah.
We don't even win the Grey Cup and there's only like 11 teams in our league. We've won like 3 times in 100 years.
That's right.
Regina just like, we don't get anything, but
we don't need none of that.
Yeah, exactly. All that fame and glitz. We're happy as we are. But there was a find, a hockey card find. Now, normally not something I would talk about, but like it was found in Regina. It was found where we live. We're talking about a 1979-1980 season case, an entire case, which is 16 boxes of O-Pee-Chee rookie cards. And these are the set here is the most famous set basically for hockey collectors because it contains the Wayne Gretzky rookie. So this is truly like the holy grail of hockey card finds here in Regina.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
And right now, just to kind of, really solidify the craziness here, the projection at the auction is $3 million. Right now, it's sitting at 2. Yes, the U.S., exactly. Once you convert that down,
add another
it's
25%, yeah.
Yeah, it's $4 million. Yeah, once you swap that to Canadian. So, I mean, his taxes are paid for. Is
that how that works? I don't know.
Not close enough. It'll be somewhere in that
What'll
range.
capital gains be on $4 million?
Yeah, seriously, though. But within that case, so yeah, $3 million is what it's estimated to sell for. And obviously the Gretzky rookie is what holds most of the value there. That's it's kind of like Pokemon cards where the EV, expected value of opening it obviously factors into the price of everything. But so much of it is also tied to the fact that this is the first time a factory case has ever been found of this.
Right. And it was in the wrong box too.
Yeah, well, yeah, they didn't know.
Yeah. So they apparently the previous owner, they had peeled up a bit of the cardboard on the top, expecting the blue boxes from the 80 series.
Yeah, it just says 1980 on it.
Yeah,
so it could be 80-81. It could be 79-80.
Yeah. So that when they peeled it up and saw the white boxes, they're like, oh, this is like the good one. This is the one everyone wants. So the value jumped from like $300K to...
Yeah, to $3 million.
$3 million, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally 10x.
10x, yeah.
And they were, under the guise that they didn't have anything. Obviously, this person had been collecting cards, I think, for years. They were buying them at wholesale, I believe it was.
Right.
Like
way
storing
back.
them. Yeah, but when they released, so they've probably been sitting on these for 45 years.
Yeah.
So they bought them at wholesale and just thought they always had a 1981 box.
Yeah.
Until the, I believe the heritage person went out there and was like combing through their stuff with them. And then it was like, oh my God.
Wait a second.
Yeah, exactly. So with the expected value of these cards too, going into, if you were to open them up, like, okay, you want to actually get some Gretzky rookies.
Yeah.
So there's 16 boxes, which accounts to 10,752 of these cards. So
just a few.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's how monumental this find is, right? Like, this is one of those finds where it's like finding a factory case pack of like Zelda or something, first print. And it's like, oh my God, suddenly, like do you open it, I guess? And if you do, how does it affect the value of all existing copies? So out of those 10,700 cards, if we assume perfect random seeding, like if everything was perfect, you get about 20 Gretzky rookies. So that's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also insane that it's only 20 out of 10,700 cards.
Yeah, that's a pretty rare pull.
Yeah, it's weird because I don't know if hockey cards have like quote unquote rare cards back then, or if it's just like, I think there's 360 cards in the set. I don't know if it's just like perfect random seeding of like, because like, I don't know, was Gretzky, I don't know if Gretzky was touted as like a generational talent as a rookie. I don't know how hype he was.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because if he was, I guess maybe there'd be a harder pull rate. But assuming he was, a normal rookie, it'd just be a normal rookie in there.
Yeah.
And no more rare than anything else.
Right.
Yeah, you probably, you'd think that superstars of the time would also be good pulls.
Yeah.
But
anyways, that's not how this works.
Pretty much, right? The speculator, we need the rookies.
That's right.
If you were to actually grade these Gretzkys, right, like what kind of outlook are you actually looking for? PSA 8, say, if you were to get that on it.
Yeah.
What kind of price are we looking at there?
So for PSA 8, let's see what we did. PSA 8, I think was like 12 grand or something.
Okay, it's not bad, but I mean, okay.
Yeah, and then the last sale that I could find of a PSA 9 Gretzky was 37.
That's a bit better, but we're still nowhere near millions.
Yeah, and these things have like dropped a ton over 2023 as well.
I'm not surprised to hear that.
We have like consecutive drops of like 20 grand. I don't know if those were all Peachies or some
of the Tops brand.
Some of the Tops as well, because they look the same.
Yeah, you got to study your Peachy versus Tops.
Yeah, which I really care about.
Yeah. At the end of this, you're going to be Googling your...
What's the difference?
Yeah, like how to buy a Peachy.
Why should I care? Yeah. And then I guess the sale that we found of PSA 10, the last Heritage sale, was in 2020.
Okay.
For 1.29 mil.
Okay, there we go.
So that was the OPG one.
Yeah, 1.29 mil for a PSA 10. And then what, the private sale?
And then the private sale was 3.75.
Oh my God.
A year later, during like the hype.
The
2021, yeah.
3.75 mil.
Yeah, what do you think that would get today?
Oh my God. So as far as we understand, it has not sold, right, since? There's two PSA 10s.
Yeah, as far as I know, no.
Two PSA 10s, three. It's so funny because, like, you think, like, oh, the Grails are going to hold up, like, surely the next time. Because I think with Mickey Mantle in baseball, it's never sold for less. I believe it has only ever gone up or something every time it comes to market. It's kind of like Superman #1 or whatever.
Right.
Like, it's, if it comes to market, the price is higher. Doesn't matter if it's 2016, 2021, 2024. I don't think Gretzky would do that, personally.
Maybe it's not quite old enough yet.
Yeah.
Not as established enough. It's still really speculative.
Dare I say people just don't like hockey?
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean...
That's fair.
Yeah. You leave Canada, man, and, who cares?
But did Canadians buy those? Do you know?
I don't know. That's a good question, too.
I don't actually know.
But they're Canadian variant cards, Jeremy. They're OPG. No one wants Canadian variants.
Who in Canada has that kind of money?
Oh, that too. We have to find a millionaire in Canada.
Yeah, that's right.
I just feel like it genuinely does have less mass appeal.
Yeah.
Like, I get that it's Gretzky and everything, but, like, if you think about your Michael Jordan, Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Joe Montana.
Basketball and baseball.
Yeah, and then you get your football guys in there. I mean, I don't know. Even if you go with the soccer greats, like Pele and stuff, like, I just don't know if Gretzky has the same, I guess, deep-pocketed investor mindset people around him.
Right.
I don't know. It's all speculative, but I don't think, like, I would assume still over $1 million. I really would, easy. I just don't know if it would still hit 3.75.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
I'm kind of the same. I think like the people who probably bought those two are waiting for the next event. Like, I
agree.
Is when, maybe Gretzky dies.
I was about to say that too. It sucks that that's like the immediate, like, speculative, like, oh, he dies.
Yeah.
That'll be the next time everyone cares about Gretzky.
Yeah.
And something could happen. I mean, we can go through booms, but yeah, that's, as people get older, it's people almost invest in deaths as well.
Yeah.
And that's morbid.
It happens.
Welcome to the world of speculation. Yeah, it has no bounds.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to happen with these cards? Do you think the new owner is going to farm for Gretzky's, or are they going to remain sealed?
I don't think you can open it. I just don't think you can open it. Just given how low the PSA 8 and 9 prices are.
Yeah.
Like, even if you get
Well,
9s,
let's say like the box is already open. Like,
the outer
box.
Yeah, they did crack the case. And they had it. Okay, some of you guys will be familiar with the Logan Paul story of the Pokemon cards, the G.I. Joe first edition base set box. Remember the authenticator in that who, like,
I don't know much about it.
Okay, so BBCE. It's a baseball card exchange company is what it is. They do authentication
Not
and
the news
stuff of
company.
these high... Yeah, not the news company. There's an E at the end. BBCE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you got me on other acronyms now. It's got to move on here. The guy who does it, he works for the baseball company exchange.
Okay.
He was the same authenticator that wrapped Logan Paul's first edition case in. They open it up, right, and then they authenticate it, and then they rewrap it with their like trademark heat wrap stuff, where it's like, oh, it's been verified, inspected. So that's what they did with this Heritage one. They opened up the box that contained all of the individual like booster boxes,
Right.
And then each booster box is individually wrapped again by this company's stuff.
Yes, I did see that.
And then they slap like a certificate of this is authentic on it.
Yeah.
So each box has been checked, but the booster boxes themselves haven't been opened.
Right.
But the case itself has been.
Yeah.
But anyways, that same guy was the guy and the company that did the Logan Paul one. And obviously the Logan Paul one ended up being G.I. Joe cards inside. And it's just kind of crazy 3 years later to see like the same dude, this same company is now wrapping up these $3 million hockey cards like, nothing happened. I just don't know what has to happen in order for you to like lose credibility.
I don't know.
Like we talk about the grading companies and all these scandals and stuff, and it's like, oh, CGC will just be running. Like it'll still be happening.
I think the lesson is that people have short memory spans.
Yeah. I was watching their little video about it, and like I couldn't believe my eyes. Like, this guy's back? like
wait a second.
They don't have a different company? They couldn't find someone. I don't know. It just seems crazy to me. That I don't know. It's weird. Weird world.
Yeah.
But anyways, that same guy did the wrapping of it and wrapped them up now, so I don't think you can open them.
Yeah.
The PSA 8 price is pitiful. And these are Waxo Peachies. Like we said, there's 2 on the PSA 10.
Mm-hmm.
So that's every card ever that's been sent in for Gretzky rookies. That's
Right.
people trying to regrade Gretzky rookies. That's people trying to repair them, trying to, like, you know what I mean? This card is going to go through every known possibility of restoration or anything they can do to try and slide this card in through a 10 is going to happen to a Gretzky rookie.
Yeah.
And they still only allowed 2 of them. You can't open it. You can't grade them.
Yeah.
That's what that tells me. You cannot grade a 10.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
So even if you got perfect seating, you got 20 of them. What, it was $30,000 for a 9?
Theoretically.
So, hey, that'd be $6 million. What is that? My math? Is my math right? $600K. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Hey, wait. $600K. Yeah. No. God, no. You can't open them.
Yeah.
You can't. You'd have to get a 10.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I guess if okay, I guess it depends how rich the person buying them is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, clearly, if you're spending theoretically $3 million on a set of booster boxes, your net worth is going to be a lot more than that.
Yes.
Unless you plan on being homeless.
And if you really want a Gretzky 10, you either have to buy one from the 2 known owners who both paid 1.29 and 3.75 respectively. So that's it. Those 2 cards are locked up. If you want to try and make a 10, I mean, this is the best chance that will probably ever exist.
Yeah, true. And I mean, okay, theoretically, let's say someone does crack everything and they get 3 10s.
They're genius.
Yeah. Or will they tank the market? Will they tank the Gretzky 10 market?
In gambling it all, like I lost it all.
Well, this literally is gambling.
I know, and it's funny that even if you win, like you said, you might tank the market because you would create 5 more, and suddenly it's pop 7, and suddenly $3.3 million sale for a 10 isn't. It might how fast or how slow would you have to sell those to not crash the market?
Yeah.
1 every 3 years?
Yeah, or longer. Yeah.
Like you can't. Like you can't just throw them up. You'll watch the price cut in half between auctions.
Yeah, exactly. Something that's its value is kind of conditional rarity, as we were talking about. Suddenly there's more of them.
Exactly, because getting a Gretzky rookie, like, I mean, me and you can buy a 4, a 5.
Yeah.
We could get a Gretzky rookie if we really want to. Probably $5,000.
I'd be interested actually to, it's not something I looked up, but I'd be interested to know how many unique bidders were bidding on the last PSA 10.
That's true as well.
That'd be interesting. Then I think you could kind of gauge maybe what the serious market might be like.
That's true. That's always a good thing to at least know if you have 5 unique
shot.
bidders.
Yeah, that's right.
Like
Can the market support more 10s?
I assume the Mario 64 had 2 bidders.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's you saw immediately when the next one came up, it sold for literally half, and that was I think 4 months between sales. We went from 1.5 mil to 750K, give or take.
I mean, crap. If that was mine, I'd still be happy.
I know. I one
It's
thing
no
I remember.
1.5, but
One thing I remember from that time is like one of the guys who had a VGA 95, it also sold it in that same second auction, and it sold for like 250K, and there was like an aura of disappointment. It was like anger that it only, you know what I mean? And it's
Only.
like, yeah, oh man, what a time to be alive.
Jeez.
Like,
Yeah.
what a time to be alive where it's like, it sells for 250K, and it's like, I should have gotten more.
Yeah.
Man.
Can only do so much craziness.
Literally, right?
Yeah, it's like the value curve is just kind of like an immediate drop. You just see this like crazy increase and then boom.
And that's what I mean. It's funny because you say like a crazy drop, and it's like, it took about 2 years for everything to still like bleed.
Yeah.
You just bleed it dry.
Yeah.
Like now it's not bad. Some stuff's still going down, but I mean, at this point, you're not going to purchase something and...
nothing stays the same at the end of the day. It's got to go one way or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
it's never going to be the same, so...
And most people knew that bubble wasn't going to last.
Yeah.
Like, did you sell stuff during that? 2021, 2022? Did you get anything out the door?
I sold my lower grade copy of Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. So I did decently on it, for sure.
I got rid of a couple black box titles. Like, it was like, oh man, I have to hedge at least. Like, I don't know when the price is going to go down. I don't know if the price is getting higher.
Yeah.
You have to hedge something.
For sure. I mean, I was like mostly in art buying mode at that point, so.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
You were kind of outside of the outside of the bubble.
Yeah,
so
I was kind of looking in, just, it's like a spectator sport.
Yeah, well, fair. Fair.
Yeah.
What's the most exciting thing you've ever found in Regina?
In Regina.
You're getting close to the 3 million?
No way. I wish. I know personally a friend who found he bought a stack of comics from a guy, and there was a Hulk 181 in there, which is the first Wolverine, and that one was like 9698.
Oh my god,
level.
It's like one of the nicest copies out there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And a lot of nice books have passed through the city, lots of pedigree copies and stuff like that too.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. In Winnipeg, when I was living there, I found more decent stuff like sealed Pokemon.
Much bigger center.
For sure.
What, like 6 times as big as
it's like 800,000-900,000.
Okay. Oh, 3 or 4 times bigger than 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the census.
But Regina's like, I don't know, cultural wasteland for collectibles.
Yeah, it's weird. It's so weird.
Yeah.
We don't even have a video game store here anymore.
No.
It's dead.
No.
We have a glorified pawn shop.
Yeah.
Do we have a comic store? Yeah, Tramps, we might. Does they still...
Oh, Tramps has been gone for years.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Why'd you have to break it to me like this?
That was an institution. I used to love going to Tramps. There's comic readers.
Comic readers,
yeah,
okay.
but there's no vintage books there.
Oh, really?
Anymore.
They don't actually deal in...
They used to have like boxes of vintage stuff you could look through, but that's pretty much gone now.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, why are we so bad here?
It's weird. Like, Saskatoon has...
Yeah, a place 2 hours from us has like 4 video game stores, 3 comic shops, they have board game stores.
Yeah, and Moose Jaw has a vintage comic book store. Like, what's going on with the city?
I don't know. That's what I mean. So for
it
someone
doesn't
to
rhyme with fun.
Exactly. For someone to actually find something here is just... I think the most unique thing I found here was Sonic Adventure Limited Edition, if you're familiar with that on Dreamcast.
Okay.
It's only released on Hollywood Video. It's like a demo rental-only copy of the game.
Interesting.
Kind of similar to Sculptor's Cut, how it was like Blockbuster. Limited edition Sonic Adventure was only Hollywood Video. And as far as I know, that's a US-only chain. So for it to end up in Regina, I mean, it was at Cashopolis, of all places.
Okay.
Our glorified pawn shop.
Glorified pawn shop. Yeah, actually, there I found a sealed copy of... what's that? Is it Time Killers on Genesis?
Okay, yeah.
It's a really rare
that is.
game, and I found a sealed copy there. They were asking like, I don't know, $300 for it, but I looked at it, I was like, seems like an okay deal to me. Really speculative, because like these things don't sell because there's only a few copies.
That's probably like a Pop 2, if Genesis sealed just doesn't exist, period.
Yeah. So
did you buy it?
I did buy it.
Oh, good. Did you sell it?
I did sell it.
There we go.
You know what? I remember trading it when I was doing a deal for my second piece of artwork in 2019.
Okay.
It's part of a trade deal towards it.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I did well on it for sure.
What did they value it at? Just out of curiosity. What'd you guys do for a value?
I don't even remember, honestly.
Okay.
It was so long ago. I don't quite remember. I just remember as part of the deal.
It can't be that long ago. A couple of years? 3 years?
I mean, I've done a lot, Greg, in the last 3 years.
How
so
busy
many
is
deals.
This, man? So long ago, I can't possibly recall.
I can't possibly recall.
Jeremy, you've only been in art for 5 years.
2020, I must admit, was an insane year for sure.
I believe it.
Like many collections, yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Now, you said last portion here that we have some fan mail. Something we're going to start doing every single week. So if you want to get your fan mail questions in here, join the Discord. Get your questions in on the YouTube comments below.
You can read all the toxic comments.
I'll have to make a YouTube channel and everything. Okay.
Yeah. That's all on you.
Yeah, the toxic comments as well. That'll be the best part.
Yeah.
I mean, I can bring in material every single week, man, from my actual content if we want to start doing that. Great. It's who did the segment? Is that like a Jimmy Fallon segment where they read the rude comments? I can't remember who does
Jimmy
that.
Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
The less funny Jimmy.
Yeah, mean tweets.
Yeah, mean tweets.
The less funny.
I never got
Are
into
you
Jimmy
sure
Kimmel.
about that?
Never got into, I know Jimmy Fallon is a I need to, like, when we're on video, I need to Jeremy.
Yeah, that's right.
How did you
Ham it up.
Yeah.
Ham it
I
up.
need to start doing those reacts to you here. That's how
right.
Jimmy made his career, man.
That's right.
He's good at it.
The fake laughs, right?
So what do you got here on the first question?
So this question comes from Jimmy.
Oh, great. Oh, fantastic.
Dear @GetTheGreg, who do I go to if I suspect one of my peers is on illegal drugs?
Oh my god. Yeah, exactly.
Their mom?
This is how good it's getting already, hey?
That's right.
We need to have what's the old thing, like Dear Martha or whatever?
Yeah.
The old newspaper.
Yes.
I can't remember
the
what their
anonymous
name.
yeah.
When anonymous people come in and we give dating advice and everything. I didn't know that's where
Dating advice from Greg.
the path we were gonna go down.
Okay, forget that one. This comes from Keats on Discord.
Okay.
The question is, have you ever tried a overseas grading company, like, for example, Pixel Grading from Germany? Would be very interested to hear your thoughts about non-US grading companies in general.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I like that question.
That is more relevant than
Yes.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy being on drugs. Poor guy. It's one of those ones where you say, like, I know a guy who's really struggling with it, but like,
Yeah.
with the overseas grading companies, yes, I've heard good things. Oh man, okay, I've heard very, very mixed things actually recently about UKG. If you're
Okay.
familiar with them,
Yes.
UK graders, I believe.
Yeah.
I it's tough because I know I haven't used any of them.
Yeah.
But I don't want to like say one is or isn't bad. But I've heard a lot of stuff about UKG allowing reseals to get through. And even whispers that it could be an internal job of someone is resealing, someone knows someone on the inside, they're putting through material.
Really?
Obviously, again, that's a massive frickin' like...
That would be a company killer.
Yeah, and I don't even want to like start spreading a rumor, so it's like, I don't know. But it came across my desk the other day. Someone made up a big report on Reddit, the Facebook. You might have seen it. They might have posted in the Sealed Games Club. Unless you guys didn't allow them.
No, I don't recall seeing anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he wrote up a big thing of like his evidence of everything of why he thinks this is happening with UKG right now.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's insider job, I don't know. But outside of that, yes, I've heard UKG is good. Pixel, I believe, started up with actual very dedicated German collectors. So as far as I know, that one, I'm pretty sure people were excited for Pixel to start up.
Okay.
I can't remember who the heck is at the helm of it, so I apologize. But I've heard good thing of Pixels. Good things about Pixel. Just kind of slurred every word there.
Are you on drugs?
Yeah.
Do we need to sit you
Who do
down?
I see if I'm...
You're already sitting down. Let's talk about it.
who do I go to? I would never try them, though. Like, to be completely honest, I just wouldn't. There's no...
Drugs or Pixel?
I would never try the overseas grading companies.
Okay.
I'm in North America.
Yeah.
I have 3 great grading companies.
Yeah,
to
why
choose
would
from.
you risk overseas if you don't have to?
There's just literally no purpose.
Yeah.
It's nothing against them. There's just literally no practical reason for me to risk my stuff going across the ocean. Especially
to European countries where I know sometimes customs
more stringent than they are here. Stringent?
Stringent. Yes.
Word.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah, I've heard of people having customs issues, like sending stuff to Europe, like Germany and
The Montana Black, when he was in this, had like tens of thousands of dollars smashed open from German customs, I believe.
Like graded games.
Yep. I think it was like
on the way out or in.
In.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like coming back from WATA or VGA or whatever.
I think he overseas purchases.
I see.
And it's like, I mean, that's the reality of us too, from Canada to US. And it's just, there's no reason for me to risk overseas customs when I already have to risk North American customs.
Yeah. I even feel uneasy like sending sealed games for grading because
Me too.
like you just all it needs to happen is once. There's that one time when they just
Literally.
decide to rip crap open and
Yeah. So
It's like-
unfortunately, I'll probably never try them.
yeah, I hear you.
It would have to be a pure science thing.
Yeah, like just an experiment. just for fun.
If they wanted to pay for it, sure. Like
Yeah.
literally pay my shipping both ways. Pay, like, if they wanted to cover everything,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, you know what? That's interesting. Like UKG pixel grading, if they want to reach out to us, and
We can.
we'll pre-grade something of ours that we
I can
think
probably
is-
just smash open a VGA thing. I got garbage sitting around at this point,
and see what it matches up
and
to.
just see how it matches
yeah,
up. Yeah,
if they want to do an experiment, yeah, we'd be happy.
but that's the only way I would. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's not practical.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I think we covered everything we need to cover.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Make sure to join the Discord, join the Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That should be up now. Greg's Weekend Rental Podcast. Thanks for listening, guys.